Hey, RetconRaider here, and welcome back to Skald against the Black Priory. As today we kick things off by welcoming our new alchemical intern. Say hello to Freya, a once pampered noblewoman who has now somehow found herself in the midst of this waking nightmare. A far cry from her usual stomping grounds. I'd wager, based on the context, she's another unfortunate castaway, and now sees us as her best shot at getting back off this island, preferably alive, but she is just a glorified extra, so who's to say? I kept her build relatively straightforward. She is, after all, a temporary fill-in until we can get our hands on that story Magos. I'm just not sure exactly when that happens. I know it's sometime in Act 2, but for the short term, she should be more than sufficient for our lore and crafting needs. And then, of course, I also gave her an assortment of spells with a general focus on a support role, buffing allies, debuffing enemies. We'll have to be a bit frugal with her spell points, but she should do just fine, at least for what we designed her to do. That said, let's finish poking around. Starting with this building, which I apparently just completely glossed over last time around. Okay, more food. We'll take it. And let's pop up to the north edge here real quick, fill that in. Now that we have Freya with us, I think our main goal today is going to be fairly straightforward. We're just going to tie off a few of the dangling plot threads. Matthias's quest, and then collect those errant crewmen for Snow. Should hopefully net us a few level ups in the process. Oh, here we go. How do we get to that? Let's find our way around this cliff face. We have a climb path. We also have two paths, but let's start with the cliff. Actually, come to think of it, this might be the cliffs Snow was referring to earlier. I was thinking like it was a completely different location, but he could have easily been referring to these cliffs on the same map. We can also now see that these two paths link up, so it doesn't really matter which one we take first, but we saw the chest on the left side, so I guess we'll start there. Really hoping the RNG is feeling a little more generous today. Hopefully we can find something actually worth using. Oh, okay, well. Not quite what I had in mind, but sure. A grim monolith rises from the rugged landscape. Ancient and weathered, the stone must have stood here for centuries. Painted on it are crude spiral-shaped runes, and at the base of the monolith lie piles of eggshells, flowers, and fish bones. Your eyes are drawn in by the mesmerizing spiral symbol. For a brief moment, it almost seems to shift. You avert your eyes and instead shift the small pile of offerings with your foot. It occurs to you that these can't be more than a few weeks old. Or perhaps days? Oh, interesting. Is that to imply that the sailors have taken to worshipping the local deity? Or do we have more cultists lurking somewhere nearby? Also, we now see how to get to that chest, so let's give that a gander. Alright, chest, no pressure. But whatever you're full of is going to set the tone for this entire episode. Fingers crossed. Oh, well. Okay, you know. Not great, but at least it's something sweet. Disappointing but sweet. Or perhaps bittersweet. It does seem appropriate for the setting. Yeah, unfortunately the crude longbow is not much use to us because Cat and Freya are both effectively locked to light weapons. I suppose we could give it to Roland or Farron, but obviously they're put to much better use in melee combat. Though I guess it wouldn't hurt to have like an emergency backup. I'll think on that. I mean, ultimately, the big issue is that our bows are ultimately bottlenecked by the availability of arrows, or lack thereof. Oh, hello there. Laying ahead of you like some gargantuan beached sea creature are the smashed remains of the Zephyr. You shudder to think of the monstrosity that caused the demise of the once elegant ship. What manner of terror was that creature? Cat muses, as if reading your mind. The ship is utterly shattered, with its hull broken in half. It seems impossible that the ship would have remained afloat for long enough to settle on these cliffs in its current condition. It's almost as if something placed it here, though for what reason you can only guess. As far as you can tell, there is currently no way into the ship, though that may change as it shifts in the tides. Right, well, that would explain the obvious entryways there. We'll just keep an eye out for anything pointing us back in this direction. But for now, we continue filling out these cliffs. A sudden sound makes you stop dead in your tracks. Someone or something is charging towards you through the tall grass. Who's there? A woman dressed in the livery of the Nautical Guild emerges from the fog. Panic is written on her face and she's panting heavily. They're right behind me, the woman shouts excitedly. Leva, what's going on? Cat grabs the woman by the shoulders. What's happening? Are you being chased? A pack of lean, growling predators emerges from the fog. The hounds snarl, and then lunge at you. Steel thyself. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so she's still on the battlefield. And we are on the opposite side of the pack from her, which is not ideal if our goal is to protect her from certain death. Guess we should have taken that right path first. Well, live and learn. Hopefully she has the good sense to run. But, you know, just in case she doesn't, let's set ourselves up to provide support as quickly as we can. We'll set Roland bottom left with a clear charge path to interpose. We'll have Farron top left. We'll put Cat up here, ready to move for backstab. And then Freya behind Roland, where she's safest. Actually, could we set up for a shockwave? No, too risky. We'll wing it. Baron engaged, but unfortunately so has Leva. Oh, shoot, really? Come on, you could have just gone the other way and not gotten stuck in combat. Alright, fine. See, that's why we need that evasive feat. Freya flies to the rescue. Oh, nice, and she's cascading, so we can fire off another spell. We'll go for the other one this time. Headshot. Cat engaged. One down. Allies inspired. Actually moved to flank. Leva is still in very real danger. Nice, there we go. Hey, okay. And we're good. Leva was in a rough spot, but we hit pause on our pending demise. Let's see what that gets us. Bless you for saving my hide. I saw smoke rising from the south and was making my way there when those mongrels picked up my scent. I need to get going, but be sure to come visit the camp. I might have some things to trade. The woman hurriedly jogs off towards the south. Oh, nice, vendor. Though I will say it is exceptionally cruel that our second vendor is someone who could perish before they even got a chance to unpack. We'll go check out her wares once we've filled in these last few gaps. Okay, yeah, looks clear. Good to see you again. Just glad to see I'm not the only one left alive. Looking to barter a bit? I am indeed. Let's see what you got. Okay, so really about on par with what we saw from Basilo, which does make sense. They're both early game vendors. Both the hunting arrows and the poor arrows might come in handy. Okay, yeah, there's a couple of things here we could use. One sec, let me just do some quick off-screen bookkeeping. Be right back. And we're back. Trip was uneventful, but let's see what we've got going on here. Freya, you want to give this a look? Carefully brushing away dust and cobwebs. Freya surveys the oddly shaped instruments. Their shapes vary from small blades to hooks and other, stranger forms. Even a cursory examination reveals that these instruments were likely used on the corpses, but as far as she can tell, they do not seem to be embalming tools. Instead, they seem more like primitive imitations of the tools Imperial surgeons use. As she stands there pondering the strange scene before her, your eyes fall on a small wooden box. The weathered box crumbles as you touch it, revealing an ancient knife of exquisitely carved greenish stone. With trembling hands, you pick it up, and for a moment, the air around you seems to become charged with eldritch energies. Sounds die down, and your nostrils fill with a metallic tinge of ozone. No doubt this is the object Matthias the Lighthouse Keeper asked you to retrieve. A sickly, wet, burbling sound snaps you back into focus. All around you, the clay jars begin to stir, and then, one after another, they burst with loud cracks as a thick substance pours from them. To your horror, the viscous substance begins to move of its own volition towards you. And we've got slimes. Make ready. Can we, oh yeah, we can. Huh. I mean, on the one hand, it is nice to know what the opponents can actually do, or more importantly, the laundry list of things they might be immune or resistant to. I feel like it does kind of go against the spirit of the game. I'm not sure I'll do that much. I'm all for seizing an advantage, but, you know, fumbling in the dark does kind of seem like a recurring theme with this one. Though, who knows, perhaps the difficulty will ramp up later down the line. And I will think better of that stance. So Freya's basically the only one who can do full damage in this fight. We'll have to lean on her a bit. Use more attunement than I would have otherwise liked. Oh, yes, and you may also notice we're temporarily wielding the magic bastard sword. Turns out, even with our axe focus, it's still slightly better, though that will change once we find a proper magic axe. Oh, so close. There we go. One out. Baron's poisoned. Number 2, out. Hang tight, Freya. I think we've got it from here. And we're good. Foes felled. Protoplasma obtained. Oh, plus our mysterious new knife. Let's get a gander at that. Ancient Dagger. +3 accuracy, 4 to 5 damage. X3 crit. An Ancient Dagger, carved from a strange greenish stone. It looks almost ritual, and you suspect it might be of some value to someone with the right interest. Well, I mean, I've got to say, given our general lack of decent weapon drops thus far, I think I might be someone of the right interest. I mean, why not, right? What's the worst that could happen? Not like we aren't already collecting an ominous assortment of occult esoterica. Oh, wow, and she can't even use the axe. Okay, fair enough, I guess. Well, enjoy the club. So I guess much like classic D&D mages, she's essentially restricted to simple quote-unquote weapons. Not sure this game has stabs, but maybe we can find her a nice wizard dagger or something. But obviously we'll make do with whatever we can scrounge up for now. Let's go ahead and knock out this level up real quick. And I believe this one was pretty straightforward. Yeah, I jotted down multi-attack here. I just didn't write down where it is. Where? Aha! Yeah, that one we definitely want. That just straight up gives him an extra attack per round. That's 2 levels out, but for now we can at least bank Vicious, as well as an extra rank of Athletics. And then once we've got another level under our belt, we'll be able to bank our second swing. Though long term, I believe we can get up to 3 per round once we also pick up Cleave. Alright, moving on. Wait, actually. Oh, so we can still do the healing check. Interesting. I really kind of figured it was a one or the other sort of deal. Okay, well, I mean, unfortunately we do not have a sufficient healing score, but we'll keep that in mind. Might have to swing back by and check that out once we pick up our proper healer. Not sure it'll really be worth the effort, but, you know, I am curious. I do like digging up bits and bobs of lore. For now, though, obviously we're headed up top. We'll use this shortcut we found to chat up Matthias. Get his thoughts on what we found down here. Hopefully he won't mind us keeping the knife. We might have to make a persuasion check or something. Matthias, glad to see you're still alive. I bring news. You're back. I knew you'd seek safe harbor once more, drawn to the light like lost moths. Well then, sit, rest, make yourself at home. There might still be some stew left. I appreciate that, Matthias, but I think we'd best cut things short and have a pointed discussion about this blade we found down below. Show it, the old man stammers excitedly. As you reveal the blade to him, his eyes widen, and he tentatively reaches out for it. It's beautiful. Then his jaw clenches in determination, and he recoils in apparent disgust. But it's evil. Cursed, I tell you. Is that so? Don't you feel it? It has power and hunger. I want nothing to do with this. Take it and bring it far away from here. Destroy it. All I would ask is you don't throw it in the ocean. There are beings there that would wield it. Carry it far away, you say? You know what, Matthias? I think we might just be able to swing that. We will indeed take it far, far away. Aye. In any case, I promise to make it worth your while, and I will. Take this. The old man hands you an amulet. This'll serve you well on your journeys. It'll keep your body strong and free of disease. That being said, I would ask another thing of you. This here beacon is all's keeping the horrors of this island from my throat. Thing is, oil is running low and I got nary a drop left in storage. I need ye to find me some oil before darkness takes us. Right, that does sound important. Thing is, the oil was coming from the mainland on ships through Harran. Then things went dark, and now there's no way for me to get to it. If it's still in Harran, there's a good chance it'll be sitting in one of the warehouses in the harbor. Understood. I'll see what I can do. That's all I ask. I'll be waiting here for you, tending the fire as best I can. Sounds like a plan. Stay safe, Matthias. We'll hopefully see you soon. Okay, so another quest for the queue. Plus, of course, this one, which... Oh! Look at that! I guess, Leva? I guess Leva counted towards our target number, which means, technically, we can actually wrap that one up just by collecting the 2 crewmen we know about. Though first, let's go ahead and bank Cat's level up real quick. Another easy one, we're going straight for evasive. Though I will say, we also need this, hidden deployment. That'll be our next one. Oh, also, we got a necklace, right? Yes, the Amulet of Perfect Health, which grants immunity to disease. Don't mind if I do. And yeah, I do feel like I remember Matthias in an earlier build giving us a subquest to destroy the dagger. But perhaps that's something that didn't make it into the full launch, or you know, who knows, maybe I'm Mandela affecting it. I feel like there was something we could do with this, too, but if there is, I am certainly not seeing it now. I've got the Ocean Madness. Hey, bud. You're back. Found anyone else? I have indeed. A whole shanty town full. The man thanks you profusely and hastily makes his way towards the camp, where his comrades are waiting. Nice. Now we'll just go grab the other one real quick and see what that gets us. Hail, friend. I come bearing news. Another soul saved. Or perhaps cursed to survive. Which exceeds the number we needed for that quest, so let's head on back. And there they are. Glad to see they made it. Emperors watch over you for helping me find the other survivors. You're always welcome in our camp, as far as I'm concerned. Oh, 'tweren't nothin'. So? Farron, what can I do for you? I'm sure you've already noticed, but I bring news of your wayward crews. Aye, there's safety in numbers, and every face from the old crew that turns up in camp here is a boon, especially considering how many were lost. In any case, I hear from the crew that you've been doing good work. We haven't much, but we scraped together a small bag of gold for you. Snow hands you a small, worn pouch of coins. That being said, it appears it might be too soon for celebration. Well, yeah, I mean, we're still stuck here. But, I suspect that's not what you meant. Well, you may have already seen her, but a portion of the Zephyr lies up the shore, up along the coast northwest of here. It breaks my heart to see the old girl like this. See, our duty to her doesn't end with her sinking. She's still the property of the guild, as is any cargo she was carrying. We were unable to get to her before, but the tide seemed to have shifted her now, and I sent a small group out there to see if they couldn't find a way into her. And then? Snow looks down. That was hours ago. Too long. Something's wrong, or they would be back by now. Now, you've done a lot for us, and I'm almost afraid to ask for more, but I need to know what happened to my boyos. Snow looks at you pleadingly. It's fine. I'll see what I can do. Dead, bless you. As I said, the wreckage lies just a few hundred yards up the coast. Watch your back and be ready for anything. Will do. Though first, yet another level up. And I don't have anything noted for this one, so this one might actually take some thought. Yeah, give me a sec. I'll mull on options real quick. Then we'll go check that wreck. And we're back. And yes, it turns out I did have an ability I wanted. Though, for whatever reason, I didn't write it down. We're going for Shield Rush. That's essentially a basic melee attack with a knockback chaser. And an exceptionally short cooldown, which is good, because now that I'm looking at his tree again, he does have a bit of a glut of maneuvers. Like, in retrospect, I might have skipped Wild Swing. But it is what it is. No big deal. We'll make do with what we've got. That said, let's go check ourselves where we wrecked ourselves. Oh. Suddenly, an echoing cacophony of chittering and screeching erupts from the narrow ravines around you. A wave of mangy fur and snapping jaws dripping diseased mucus rolls toward you. Oh gosh, it's 2020 all over again. Steel thyself. Man, look at this mess. Individually weak foes, but that is a lot, and they are all around us, except for... apparently... apparently Freya just completely noped out of the fight. She's hanging out on the adjacent plateau. Clever girl. Pretty sure that's not what was supposed to happen, but it does immediately solve our most obvious problem, which would have been keeping her safe. So now she can just hang out up top and snipe down at targets below. Hold tight, cat. Don't overextend yourself just yet. Okay, yes, we can work with that. Guess we really shouldn't hold back here. I saw some debuff checks in there. Best to make this quick. Actually, we've still got that cluster in back. This might be a good time to try out Mass Lethargy. And just start whacking. Headshot. One out. We need to be careful with those follow-throughs. Oh, gosh darn it. Okay, well, we've already got cat disease. That's unfortunate. Just keep blasting. Two more out. Another disarmed. Baron at half. Oof. Freya really earning her keep on this one. Okay, yeah, I think we're over the worst of it. It was really just that initial swarm. You know, the sheer volume of attacks. That was an issue. Definitely would have been more of an issue if Freya had stayed down below with the rest of us plebes. Thank goodness she's so high and mighty. I mean, what can I say? Sometimes there's just a big advantage in having friends in high places. Though she is now out of attunement, let's really hope for a level up here. Otherwise we might have to fall back and rest, which I guess wouldn't be the worst thing. Fight clear, with level ups for both Freya and Roland. Ooh, very nice. Though sadly not Cat. So that's just -1 agility, right? Yeah. Yeah, -1 agility. Which isn't terrible for her. I mean, it's not great, but yeah, we'll just live with it for now. Let's do up those level ups. I am not in a hurry to unlock more spells. So let's go ahead and bump up one of our support trees. We'll grab that +5 attunement, but more notably, that'll get us within spitting distance of that spell aptitude increase. And then we'll drop our one last point into air magic, why not? Get within spitting distance of that as well. And then as for Roland, 0 question there. We are immediately going for brutality and capping out with multi-attack. That is a fantastic upgrade. Got a few minutes left on the clock. Let's see what's going on over here. You emerge into the broken hull of the ship. The ruined hold is unrecognizable and strewn with debris of ruined cargo. As your eyes adjust to the darkness, you become aware of sounds emanating from the darkness. Chittering? Or is it voices? Well, we've got a pretty obvious blood trail, so either way, it's probably bad news. Oh, My. You stop dead in your tracks as the grotesque rat thing sits up on its hind legs, its hunched form a full head taller than you. The beast cocks its head slightly, and its tiny eyes regard you intently. Then, to your utter horror, words form in its bestial throat. It comes. It is one. I'm sorry, you want to run that by me again? With fangs, it comes into the womb. Does it come to feed? To give offerings? It, you mean me? It is one. It stirs. Does it bring offerings? Or has it come to share in the meat? The horrid creature gouges a lump of flesh from one of the corpses and offers it to you expectantly. Bloody filth. Roland spits behind you. Pass, but what exactly are you? The song woke us, calls us. It hears us. It is one. Now we eat and multiply. And serve. Serve? Serve what, exactly? Ah, it does not serve. We eats it. The monstrosity screeches, and as it does, packs of rabid vermin spew forth from the dark recesses of the rack. Make ready. Oh, boy. That's a big one. Not too worried about the other guys, but... You know what, let's get a peek. Chitters in darkness. We'll tuck Freya in the corner here where they can't reach her. We'll have Cat block the only access route. Move Roland to flank, and honestly, Farron is just fine where he is. He'll hold off all the ads while the Chit hits the fan. Cat holds, which, yes, pushes Chitters to engage with a warrior. Oof. Oh gosh, yeah, this poor guy's gonna go down quick. That multi-attack is definitely worth the price. Hedge our bets with a quick stone skin, just in case. Oop. Nats went to the wrong target, but that's fine. Yeah, I think we've got this. Oh, wow, gosh, yes. Cat rolls in with the instant death headshot. Yeah, I guess rats would be weak to cats. Go figure. Though I can't seem to have her swap position with Roland. Oh, maybe because she already went. We'll hold for now, see if she can swap on her turn. Yeah, I think she has to be the one to initiate. Yep, there we go. So it does come down to whoever's higher in the queue. Duly noted. Yeah, just hold. We've got this. No point in burning more resources. Oof, more guys. Bit of an anticlimax, but I guess in the end, a rat's still just a rat. Let's see what that gets us. Ooh, half plate. And what else? Nice. Masterwork full helmet of thievery. I mean, I'm glad to see a Masterwork full helm, but of thievery? I mean, you know what? Armor upgrade's an armor upgrade. We'll take it. Anything else? Ah, just some general miscellaneary. And I guess that's it. The half plate is a slight step up, +1 soak, though also -2 encumbrance, which doesn't really matter for Farron because he is not our primary athletics character. Oh. Okay, well, the full helm is a step up, but the encumbrance on it is 0. Which actually... Well, I mean, technically, I suppose it's not actually listed as heavier armor, so in theory... You know what? Maybe there is no reason we can't just toss it to Cat. She would lose the +1 stealth from her Hat of Stealth, but I think 3 soak and +1 thievery would more than offset that. Besides, Farron's already getting the half plate. He's already gotten... You know what? Why not? And then we can also toss Farron's hand-me-down fine breastplate to Roland. That's a nice 2-point bump for him. And then he can toss his armor to Cat, which I believe should be a slight bump for her as well. Actually, a 2-point bump. Though she will take 1 point of encumbrance, so maybe we'll go ahead and sink 1 point into light armor mastery. Not a big deal for her, because again, she's not our athletics main, but that will give her access to higher tier stuff. And there may come a time when, for whatever reason, we don't have Roland around. Nah, that's silly. Not really sure what to do with a hat now. I guess just hold on to it for situational use. Anyway, let's go chat up Snow. Then I think we'll be at a good place to call it. Snow, I've got news. So, I found your men. Or, rather, what was left of them. More bloodshed. I fear this island may be the end of us all yet. At least the wreckage might be safe enough to explore now. The supplies she carries may keep us going for weeks. I'm ashamed to say I have nothing to offer you besides the promise that the Nautical Guild will not forget your service. Ha! A lifetime under the mast is thanks enough for a guilder, isn't it? Cat offers sarcastically. I mean, it would have been nice to get a reward, but I did help myself to some of your cargo, so we'll call it even. Also, Cat's up a level. She was literally paid with experience. Which does just leave us with these 2 active quests. Okay, right. Let's get a quick gander at our level up options here. Yeah, we do need 1 point in light armor mastery anyway, just to get access to the stuff further down the tree. So I'll tell you what. We'll put 1 point into light armor mastery, then another point into toughness. That'll make her slightly less disease-prone in the future. And then we'll drop the last point into a thievery bump. Not the most dramatic level up, but definitely a nice utilitarian one. Though sadly it did not cure her disease, so we may end up resting before we depart. Or I could just burn a potion, I guess. Or we could just move on and deal with it. I'm all on it. We're at a good place to call it anyway. All told, pretty productive episode. Aside from just completing quests, we got numerous, very potent upgrades. That said, we'll hit the pause button for now. I will take care of the usual off-screen bookkeeping, do some quick trading, maybe some quick crafting just to get some proper foodstuffs banked. And we will pick up here next time, as we push on to the next location, which I think is that survivor camp Matthias mentioned. See you then. Oh, and special thanks to the raiders, the fine folks who help make these videos possible, including but not limited to Eerie V23, Revenant, Alois, Dragon Matrix 7, Drakiith, EgonAlter, Exsellsior, Gottlieb, James Trimmier, Kazorm, Mark Giemza, Nathan Welch Jr., OverlordPherom, RandomPassrby, RobbyB, Tomasz Piątkowski, Triphoppenskip, and Valinrook. Thanks for your support, guys. That said, if you'd also like to help support the channel, then feel free to push the buttons that do the things. Trust me, it does make a difference. Or you could even check out the PayPal, the Patreon, the Nexus GG, or the YouTube memberships. Links are in the description.